Welcome back. We are working on Lesson 33, Session 4. Turn to page 733 in your Volume 2 math book. And this one we are working on sorting triangles. So let's get started. A website sells 7 kinds of triangular flags based on sides and angles. So each one of these is the different types of flags the website sells. So this is the first type of flag. This is the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh type of flag. And then it describes how many equal sides the flag has and what type of angles the flag has. So somebody could come and buy 50 of flag 1 and 20 of flag 6 and 10 of flag 4 for an order. So let's take a better look at this now. The triangle at the right is a model for which flag number. So we've got to figure out which flag this is. So we can see here that it has 2 sides that are the same and one that's different. It has an acute angle, and acute angle. So now we need to go through and we need to determine which flag type this is based on the information we have. So first we can go through and we can eliminate any flag that has any type of angle that is not an acute angle. So right here, we wouldn't have this one because it has a right angle, not that one, not this one, and not that one. So we know it has to be either flag 1, flag 4, or flag 7. Now let's take a look at the equal sides. It says it has 2 sides that are equal. Well, this one does not have any equal sides. This one has 2 equal sides, which is what we need. This one does not have, this one has 3, and we only need 2. So wherever we have the things that we are looking for, which this one eliminated that one, this eliminated that one, so this one is the one where it has both things. So it is flag 4 because it has 3 acute angles and 2 sides of equal length. Okay, let's go ahead and turn to page 734. All right, on 734, we have that same problem up here again. Down here, it tells us that first we need to compare the angles of the triangles to find a right angle. The triangle has 3 acute angles. So obviously, this is a right angle, but we can tell that all 3 angles here are acute. Like the bottom left angle is acute, the top right angle is acute, and this side angle over here on the right is acute. That's how we know that it has 3 acute angles. We also know that it has 2 sides that are equal length because it tells us 10 inches and 10 inches. So that's how we just use it to determine. So now when we come down here, it says the table below shows triangle names based on the number of sides of equal length and kinds of angles. So based on this information now that we discovered about this triangle, we're going to determine the name of our triangle. So first let's look at this. Did it have 3 equal sides? No. Did it have 2 equal sides? Yes. Or z equal sides? No. So that means it's an isosceles triangle. It's kind of a funny name, isosceles. And then we're going to come over here and we're going to find the description. So this is the description by sides, and over here is the description by angles. So by the sides, it's an isosceles triangle. Now, by the angles, we're going to find out what type. It had 3 acute angles, and then you see here one right angle, 1 of 2 angles. But because it had 3 acute angles, which is what we determined, it's an isosceles acute triangle. So it says the triangle has 2 equal sides, so it is an isosceles triangle. Since it has 3 acute angles, it is an acute triangle. So it's an isosceles triangle and an acute triangle based on its sides and its angles. Okay, let's go ahead and go to page 735 now. Look back at the models for the triangle flags. Fill in the blanks to name this triangle based on its angles and sides. So, fill in the blanks to name this triangle based on its angle and side. So, it gives us two triangles here. Let's go with we're going to go with B. We're going to figure out what B is. This one right here. So, based on this, first let's determine the size of this angle right here. Oh, that's obtuse. But then this is acute, and that is acute. There's no equal sides on this one. So, we need, first, we're going to come over here, and we have no equal sides, so that means it is scalene. And then it has two acute angles and one obtuse angle. Well, for that one we need 3 acute, that one we need right, and this one we need obtuse. So, it's a scalene triangle and an obtuse triangle. Whoops, I wrote obtuse twice. Oh, that problem number 1 was supposed to be for over here. Okay, now let's look at A. A has acute, acute, and acute, and then it has 3 equal sides. So first let's look over here. 3 equal sides is, so it has 3 equal sides, all acute angles. It's an equilateral triangle. And it is a acute triangle. So see how the difference in names is dependent on the types of sides and the types of angles. Okay, let's go ahead and turn to page 736. Give a complete description of the triangle below. Show your work. Okay, so first let's label our angles. We've got obtuse, acute, and acute. It's kind of hard to tell the side lengths, but I don't think any of these are the same length. So we're going to say no equal sides, 1 obtuse angle, 2 acute angles. So now we're going to determine what type of triangle it is. So first let's go back over here. It had 0 equal sides, so it's a scalene. And it had 2 acute and 1 obtuse. Well, we have 3 acute, 1 right, 1 obtuse. So it's scalene, obtuse triangle. What do the triangles below have in common? How are they different? Okay, so let's see. We've got right angle, acute, 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 right, acute, acute. Ooh, this one's close. It's a right. So, they're all right triangles because they all have 1 right angle. Let's see here. It looks like this side and that side are the same length. I don't think any of those are the same. And it looks like those and those are the same. So 2 equal sides. So I would say the right and left triangles are scalene, but the middle triangle, Oh, I'm sorry, not scalene. They are isosceles. The middle triangle. See, isosceles, they have two equal sides. The middle triangle is scalene because it has 0 equal sides. Which figure is an acute isosceles triangle? So let's label all the sides. Let's check this one. Ooh, obtuse. If you're ever not sure of the size of a triangle, it's always best to go ahead and check it. Okay, and then this one, oh, I don't know that this one has any equal sides. This one, those are equal. I don't think that one has any equal sides. Those are equal. I really don't think that one has any. Okay, so first we want an acute isosceles. So first let's look at isosceles. 2 equal sides. This one has 2 equal sides and that one has 2 equal sides. That means we eliminated these 2. Now we want an acute. An acute triangle has 3 acute angles. 1, 2, 3. Well, this one has a right angle, so it eliminates that one. That means our answer is B. Right? If you feel like you understand this, go ahead and complete pages 737 and 738. Pause this video and come back and watch it after you've finished those videos. If you still feel kind of lost, then go ahead and watch and complete it as I complete it. All right, on 737, look at the table. Name each triangle below based on the kinds of angles that it has and the length of its sides. All right, so we've got right, acute, 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 acute. I'm actually going to switch to a different color now. This one has 0 equal sides. This one has 3. And this one has 2. So first let's look at it based on the types of angles. So this one has 2 acute and 1 right. That one's 3 acute, so this one's going to be right. Now let's look at, this one has 3 acute angles. That means it's acute. This one has 3 acute angles, so that means it's acute. Now we're going to look at its sides. Over here we have no sides that are same, so it's scalene. Over here we have 3 sides that are same, so it's equilateral. And over here we have 2 sides that are the same, so it's isosceles. Go ahead and turn to page 738. Look at the name of each triangle below. Then use the numbers in the boxes to write the missing length for one side of each triangle. Okay, so an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangles have 3 equal sides. Well, we have 11, 11, which means our last one has to be 11. An isosceles triangle. An isosceles triangle has 2 equal sides. We've got 9 and 10, and 9 and 10 up here, so we're going to have to skip this one and come back to it. A scalene triangle. Scalene triangles have 0 equal sides. We've got 10 and 11 here. That means we can't use the 10, so it has to be 9, which means that this one has to be 10. Number 3. Write labels inside each triangle formed by the lines in the drawing below. A for acute, R for right, or O for obtuse. E for equilateral, I for isosceles, and S for scalene. Something that I recommend that you do on this one is that you get some crayons to help you identify the triangles first. So I'm going to grab a few crayons real quick, and you can grab a few too. All right, I actually grabbed highlighters because I think you'll be able to see the highlighters a little bit better on here. So I've got my highlighters. Let's get an orange. Okay, there we go. I've got several different highlighter colors now. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and make sure that my entire picture is colored. So this will take just a few minutes. You can pause this video while you do yours, or you can do it along with me. Okay. This is going to help me make sure that I don't miss any of my triangles. And it doesn't have to be colored in perfect, just so that way you kind of can see where each triangle is. Every year when my students complete this, they forget some of the triangles. So I've learned that if they go ahead and just color these in with highlighters, it just makes it so much easier, because then we don't have to worry about them forgetting any of the triangles. They will make sure that they color all of them because they're all different colors. And let's do one more little orange one up here. Okay, there we go. So if you still need a minute to color in your triangles, then you can go ahead and take that time and do that. If you've already got yours colored in, then we're ready to get started. All right, so let's start here with our pink triangle. We're going to first go through and label the angles for our pink triangle. So we've got acute, acute, and acute. And then we need to see if the side lengths are the same. It really looks like to me that this side length and that side length are the same. So we're going to actually, and you know what, this might be right. I'm going to check that. Ooh, that one is right. Crazy. Okay, this one's actually right here. Okay, so if it has a right angle, I know that it's going to be a right triangle. And then I have two equal sides, so I'm going to go over here to my chart, and it's isosceles. So I'm going to label it right isosceles. This one right here, the blue one, we've got acute, acute, and acute. So we know that it's going to be an acute angle. And then it does not look like any of these sides are the same length. So if we have no equal sides, it's going to be a scalene. Let's do our yellow one. We've got acute, 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 and I think all three of these sides look like they are the same. So it's going to be acute because we have 3 acute angles and 3 equal sides means that it's going to be acute equilateral. Next, we've got a right triangle with acute and acute. It doesn't look like any of these sides are equal. So if we've got one right angle, that means it's going to be right. And no equal sides means scalene. So it's going to be RS. Let's go down to this purple one. We've got acute, obtuse, acute. And again, I don't think any of those sides are equal. So we've got one obtuse angle, so it's an obtuse angle, 0 equal sides, meaning it's obtuse, scalene. Let's do this orange one. We've got a right angle, acute, acute. To me, it looks like none of these are the same, so one right angle, 0 equal, so it's going to be right, scalene. And our last one down here, right, acute, acute. I don't think any of these are the same length either, because that one's going to be longer than this one. So it's going to be right, scalene. Okay. Which statements below are true? An obtuse triangle does not have acute angles. Well, this is an obtuse triangle right here, and it does have an acute triangle, so that one's not true. A scalene triangle can be isosceles. Scalene and isosceles are in the same chart, so that means that they cannot be the same triangle. It's one or the other. Equilateral triangles are always acute. Well, triangles always equal 180 degrees. If we divide it by 3 angles, that means each degree is going to be 60 degrees. So that means that's true. Equilateral triangles are always acute. Equilateral, acute. Isosceles triangles can be obtuse. So let's find ours. We only have one isosceles up here. Here's an isosceles, acute, acute, acute. So isosceles triangles have 2 equal sides. Here's an isosceles. They're all acute. So can they be obtuse is the question here. So isosceles has no equal sides. Oh, I'm sorry. Isosceles has 2 equal sides. Yes, that could be because we can do this. Those 2 sides are equal. So this would be obtuse, acute, acute, and those 2. So yeah, that one's true. Right triangles are scalene or isosceles. So right isosceles, right scalene, right scalene, right scalene. A right triangle cannot be obtuse because that biggest corner would make the other 2 corners smaller. So this one is correct. That is it for session 4. Thanks for watching this lesson.